fuck with fake niggas at all. Rule number 2, don't let these bitches get involved. Rule number 3, everybody gotta eat. Rule number 4, never cross the hand of feet. Nigga, you my equal if you my people, and that's for life. I can change, I can switch, nigga, and that's for life. Wake up, roll me one just to get my mind right. I'm in it for the money, I don't care about the limelight. I'm in it for my dogs, I don't care about these hoes. All my niggas feel the same, but only Lord knows. I've been smoking way more, blow it down by the old.
All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Let Me Speak podcast, and y'all know the deal. As always, I am your host, Deasia, and that song y'all just heard was called For Life, featuring KB Devon by my very talented guest. Y'all give it up for my man, Black King, Mani Coolin. What's going on with you, Mani Coolin?
How you doing?
What's good? Go ahead and tell us about yourself. Where you from? What you got going on? All that.
Like you said, my name is Mani Coolin. I'm from Los Angeles, California, Mid City to be exact. Been doing this music thing for the last probably like 10 years since I since I graduated high school. It's been like a journey for me. Really, it's just been my whole life. Like whatever the music shit took me through, that has been my life and shit. And really right now I just been focused back on locking in because, you know, the pandemic was kind of crazy. We ain't had no shows. We wasn't really doing nothing. So right now I'm just in the studio about to really just let a lot of new music out.
All right, that's
a lot
what's
of
up.
videos.
What's up? Tell us about that song For Life.
I actually recorded that a minute ago, thinking like top of 2020. It might have been like late 2019, but I think KB came and recorded his verse like top of 2020, like early like February. I just been sitting on it for a minute, but I knew it was a good record. I was putting together a project, but then when the whole pandemic
fucked everything up,
threw everything off. So,
right.
But I got so many hard songs. I'm like, man, let me throw this out there.
Yeah, you gotta get them out so we can hear them.
Yeah.
All right, bet. Let's get into it. So, first things first, though, I always like to ask my guests, what is the importance to you of being a black man?
Everything, honestly, you know.
What does that mean to you?
What does it mean to me being a black man?
Yeah.
Being a standout,
right?
You know, and honestly, as a person, I feel like that. So just wearing what I am is, you know, even more so of that, you know. And I like standing out. Like, I don't got a problem with you know, people looking at me differently. And then, you know, I think it's powerful to be a black person, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're wearing it like that, you know, all the eyes against you, you know. So overcoming, I think that's life in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to get to the next level as black people, you know. I feel like that's our whole thing, is getting to the next level.
Right,
you know
advancing.
what I'm saying? Advancing.
Do you feel right now that the times that we're in, 2021, we as black people, do you feel like we're advancing right now? As a community, as a whole, do you think we're advancing?
Black people?
Yeah. With how the world has been, like all the shit going on.
I think we could. I think some people are, some black people are, some people.
Some black people are. Some of them holding their asses back, right?
Yeah, man. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. You know, that's life too. You know what I'm saying? That don't even go with color. You know, that's what it kind of do. But, you know, it'd be a sad thing. But I think that we got the knowledge, and, I mean, it's accessible to get the knowledge to, you know, be better. I think if more people want to be better, we could be better.
So you said you were from LA, right? Where exactly?
Mid City. I grew up off of like Crenshaw, Washington.
Okay.
Well, really grew up all over. Like my dad from Compton. Mm-hmm. So when my pops came home from prison, I was all in Compton. Like, so I always got that side. And then I was just everywhere though. Like, I went to Fairfax High, even though I
was going to ask you went to school.
Yeah. I went to Hamilton, Fairfax, even like middle school. I went to John Brown. I didn't really go to no schools that I was living in the area by, because I would have went to Mount Vernon or Crenshaw or LA High or something if I would have.
Now, I wanted to ask though, because I know how. Well, tell us how was it living out there growing up? I'm assuming it's rough, right?
Not, I mean, at the time, you don't look at it like that growing up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because used to what you used to. Like,
Right.
if you don't think it's rough, like it is. I didn't really have it too rough, you know. Like my parents had a little money, you know what I'm saying. Like it was ups and downs for sure. Like, and I didn't stay in no mansion or like out there. I still stayed in the hood, but I didn't feel like I had like, you know, it was hard. Like we was just going through regular LA shit and it ain't regular to somebody that ain't from here. You know,
it's regular to you because you're from LA.
Because I'm from here. You know, the typical like growing up, and I grew up kind of like, you know, the generation before me would say it was watered down, but I feel like I grew up in like the last generation of like the super like real gang banging, like getting banged on where you from, like can't wear certain hats, colors,
of course,
all that, you know, and taking the bus, and you know you have to really like you got to go through that to understand like how LA people is, you know.
Well, what I was trying to get at is that I know within living in a lot of times you see a lot of black on black crime.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, why do you think that is? Like, why are we out here hurting each other, killing each other, and then we turn around and we get mad when the cops kill us, but we out here doing the same thing to each other? Why is that? Or what is your thoughts on that? Your take on that?
Man, that's a hard. I always think about that. Like, that's a hard. Like, I don't know.
How do we fix that?
I don't know, because it's just trauma within like black culture in general, you know, probably from the beginning of time. I don't know too much, but it's probably like that since, you know, some people we train to even think like they're not even knowing, you know what I'm saying? Even if it ain't gang banging culture, like just in general, it could be black people all the way in a different place where gang banging don't exist, you know, but it's just, I don't know, like a black person see another black person, whether one doing better than the other, like just feel like, you know, I don't know. Like,
we have I always say we got that crab in the barrel mind, so we don't want to see each other win.
I don't know. Well, I feel like it's changing a little bit, you know, like some people get the platform and show that it could be different, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, like you said, it's that mindset that people got. Yeah. It's like, oh, I want to be the top dog, you know, or
they always want to be. They don't want to see anybody else winning. If it ain't them, then for not all of us, but for a lot of us,
it seemed like that's what the culture is.
You know,
like.
Exactly. I wanted to ask though, because I heard you say your dad was in jail, right? Or in prison. Yeah. How do you think the prison system affects the black families?
It's like a cycle. You know,
taking the black fathers out of the kids' lives, right?
For sure. It's a cycle, because I always be thinking, like, if my pops didn't come home, you know, like, how would I have been? You know what I'm saying? I was luckily blessed. My pops came back home when I was, he left when I was 1, came back when I was, like, 9. And he been here kind of ever since, like, of course, in my life, but, you know, and it's like, shit, I know what could be the difference. Like, really, all my homies, like, I be looking around, you know, none of my homies got they pops and shit. So I know the difference in what it could do and shit. So it's just like, it's a messed up thing when, you know, like you said, when the prison could take that away, you know, you're already causing a cycle once that happened. You know, even just in general of the person that is happening to is like, shit, it make it hard for that person, you know, like. Once you wrapped up in the system, it's like you always in that shit. Like, make it hard to do anything.
Yeah, it makes it hard to like better yourself as a black man.
Hell yeah.
And now, so you mentioned how like a lot of your friends, they didn't have their pops. What is the importance, like the importance of the role of the black father within a kid's life? It being a black little boy or a black little girl, what is the importance of the black father to you?
Shit, sometimes you just need a older male figure in your life, you know, like. Shit, not like that. You know, a female can't really always. You need a female can't teach a boy how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody that done been through it to show you, or at least tell you something. Or sometimes it ain't even what they tell you. Maybe it's just their actions. You need to see it coming from a male. You know what I'm saying? An older figure. So if a person ain't got that, they gonna get it from somewhere else. You know, and unfortunately for black men, it's stereotypical. You know, from the streets. You know, you don't go get it out the streets.
They don't got a dad. Black men from the streets, they don't got a dad.
They don't got a dad, so you know, join a gang. Go, shit. Dad not providing, you go provide for yourself, or you want to help your mom. So shit, you go sell drugs. Yeah. Because you can't get a job, because it's probably hard to get a job as a black man. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Why do you think? Speaking on gangs, why do you think that a lot of our young a lot of our young black brothers they tend to flock to that? Why do you think that is?
Nowadays or before?
That's a good question. Let's talk about before.
Before,
Like when you was growing up.
it was a little bit of the same, but I feel like it was more genuine back then. I feel like people, some people were just born into it, you know. Some people born into it. Some people meet people, you know, and it's really influence. It's how much influence it got over you, because really it ain't no. I just had a conversation with somebody about this the other day, and it was like, you know, you're a product of your environment, but everybody do got choices. Like, I really wanted to say, like, some people was born into it, some people ain't got no choice, but I guess, like, when you do become a certain age, you got a choice.
That's exactly what I always say.
It is hard to say. If a person never seen different, then how do they know different?
Right, exactly.
You know? Like, so it's just, some people just like that. For the ones nowadays, like, I feel like people be on Instagram and listening to music and seeing people throw up gang signs and think it's cool.
That's what they want to do.
Just ready to die. I think some people just be ready to die. I don't know. Like,
no,
don't like
real.
that stuff. Want to go to jail? I don't know what people be on nowadays. Put it on Instagram.
There's some weirdos now. Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So I do want to ask though, with again going back to like our black communities, I was watching a clip. What's this Chico Bean? I think it was, y'all know Chico Bean from Wildin' Out, the comedian. Yeah, he was on something. He was talking about how crack did more harm to the black community than slavery did. Do you agree with that? My man's over here saying, nah.
More harm than slavery?
That's what he said. About? That's what he said. Crack did more harm to the...
Like, nigga, crack was a choice. Like, niggas had a choice to smoke crack. Like, we niggas ain't had no choice. I don't know what he talking about. But as a person, like, my pops was involved in that whole thing. Like, real deal. Like, Freeway Rick Ross co-defendant. The whole... reason people found out that the CIA got shit to do with it coming over here, you know, like, so shit, it was another tool to fuck up the black community, for sure, but more, than slavery, hell no. Like, that was, like, multiple, like, states and all type of shit going on, like people getting beat the fuck on. What the fuck?
It wasn't, and it wasn't a choice. Well, although Kanye said it was a choice.
Kanye is an idiot.
That nigga said slavery was a choice. I don't care
if he try to blackball me about this shit. I love Kanye music, but he was an idiot for saying that.
Yeah, he was. That was when he was Kanye Kardashian.
Yeah, he wouldn't say that shit again. I don't think he meant that.
Now, what about welfare? How do you think that did a lot of harm to the black community? How do you? I think it did, but how do you think welfare played a part in harming the black community? Because I like you said, I don't think crack did more harm to the black community than slavery did. But what about welfare? In terms of welfare, I feel like it does kind of a lot of us rely on it, and it makes us lazy.
Hold people back.
Yeah. So
some people need it though. You know,
yeah. No. I'm not. Yeah, definitely. I agree.
But I don't know, like. Nah, I wouldn't say that neither, because every black person ain't on welfare.
Yeah.
And some people want more, so if you want more, you're going to go get more. So I don't feel like that neither. You know, that's a choice too.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, but it's there. It's a tool for if you ain't got nothing there, shit. County building it up. Like,
what about those who
I done been there. Shit, I didn't have to go. I know every part about it. So
I feel you. I'm not saying. I definitely think it's needed when needed.
But if you just using it,
people who abuse it and shit, you know what I mean?
Using it, then even out though, get it how you live. You know, that's not, you know, we sometimes you know shit they don't offer us too much. It ain't like we get the same opportunities as other people. So it's shit. What you gonna tell a person if they see a little loophole they could get it? You know, like.
Get it how you can.
Get it how you can.
Right. I want to go back to how we were speaking on. You said how black people don't. What did you say? Something about how